this computer. So good morning. This class is going to begin with a quote from the Buddha, and I'm studying meditation and compassion, and one of the Tibetan Buddhist slogans that has to do with teaching compassion in meditation has to do with self-love, and that's what this is about. The Buddha says, you can search throughout the entire universe for someone who is more deserving of your love and affection than you are yourself, and that person is not to be found anywhere. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. And in yoga, when we're thinking of asanas, that means that we are attentive to our own bodies, and we only do that which makes us feel good. If you feel pain or know you have a fragility in a certain area, you need to take care of yourself. All right. Okay. So we're going to just, I think what we'll do is just maybe stand and raise our arms up. Now, you can raise your arms up like this in kind of a stop sign and just move your elbows like this. It looks a bit dorky, but it's a nice little relaxing movement. And you can also roll your shoulders back gently and roll your shoulders forward. You can raise your arms up above your head and then open them out. And now we're going to just fold over at the hips, and we're going to just let our body, our upper body, we'll feel the grounding of our feet in the mat, and we'll feel, you can bend your knees if you like, and we'll feel the stretch in the hamstrings. And then we're just going to let our upper body hang suspended for a moment. It's a useful thing to do. And then we're going to turn towards the right, and we're just going to very passively stand up and let our arms move very passively down towards the left, and we're going to move towards the right again and up in a very slow rotation. And we'll go the other way now. Okay, and we're just going to roll down one more time to the ground. And we're going to come halfway up and inhale, and then we're going to forward fold again. And then we're going to come halfway up, inhale into a small back bend, and then forward fold. Up, and then forward fold. Now we're going to come to the front of our mat, and we're going to start doing a sun salutation variation. So open our arms up to the sky, look up, inhale, open our arms, exhale as we move forward, and then halfway up, inhaling, exhaling into a plank. Now, when you're coming down with chaturanga, you want to move from your toes and the ball of your foot, and you want to move forward as you're coming down so that your shoulder's at the right spot. And then we're going to come up into a low cobra here, and then we're going to Come back into downward dog. And just rest here for 2 or 3 breaths. And we want to feel our hands pushing into the mat, our feet pushing into the mat. You can use your knees to make your feet do a little bit of work here. It's always good to have some nice foot opening exercise at the very beginning. So you can stand on your toes, and then lower one heel and lower the other. And then we're going to come back into downward dog. And we're going to lift the right leg forward and put the left knee down on the ground. And we're going to raise our arms up here and put our hands down, foot forward into a forward fold, halfway up, and lower down, all the way up. And then exhale into Tadasana. And once again, we feel the double energy of yoga. Our feet are rooting into the ground. Our upper body, you can feel the opening of the chest. You can feel someone pulling a little string from the tip top of our head. So the upper part of our body is moving up, the bottom part of our body moving down. And we're going to inhale, open our arms up, look up. Once again, open our arms and fold forward. Inhale, halfway up with a small back bend. Exhale, forward fold. And the left leg back and put the left knee to the ground. And opening your arms up. And putting your hands down and putting your foot back into a plank pose. And we're going to rest here. Once again, you're on the ball of the feet. When you go forward into Chaturanga, I want you to go, when you go down to Chaturanga, I want you to move forward onto your tippy toes so that when you go down, your arms are actually underneath your shoulders. There. And now we're going to have a full down upward dog or a small cobra, whatever you feel like at this point. And then we're going to go back into downward dog. I'm going to rest here for a moment. And inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. We're going to lift our left leg up and bring it forward. And our right leg forward. And then we're going to open our arms up, feel our chest meet the sun, and then lower your arms, exhaling. And you can roll your shoulders back if you feel a little tension there. You can roll them forward, lift them up, let them drop, lift them up, let them drop. Okay, so we're going to do a couple more sun salutations. We're doing it quite slowly, just to sort of attend to the form and to feel comfortable in the pose. So arms up, inhale. Open your arms, exhale, fold forward. Right leg back, knee down, and arms up here. And you can just rest here for a moment. You can lower your arms down into a stop sign if you like, if that's more comfortable, or you can have them, your hands at the side. We're just resting here for a moment. And we have a kind of, we're stretching our right front hip, our hip flexors here. Now you're going to go forward, put your hands to the ground, and we're going to go into pigeon pose right now. So you just scoot your foot over to the side so that your foot makes your lower leg makes a 90-degree angle, or much less. In fact, you don't have to have 90 degrees at all. But you'll want to have you can have blocks here to keep your back up. And you just want to rest here for a moment, feeling the opening. This should be a really nice opening in your left glute, your front hip flexor on the right side. So this is good for your sciatica, if you have any stresses and strains there. You can also, if you want to, you can lift that back foot up. It's kind of awkward, but that helps open up the front thigh. It's actually quite hard. And if you're really limber, you can reach around and hold on to the foot, which I'm not going to do. So I'm going to put my foot down, but that was a good attempt. And now I'm going to reach forward and lower down with my hands into a kind of sphinx pose with my arms, or you can come right down if you like and put your head on your hands. Now, if that's too much, you just stay up, and you can come out of it anytime you like and just go back into a lunge or get into child's pose, whatever feels good. But sometimes these poses, it's useful to just stay in them for a little while, because then you let gravity do a little bit of the work. And it shouldn't be painful. It should be just a lovely opening. Yeah. And so we're breathing, we're inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. Now we're going to, in the next inhalation, we're going to come up, and we can bring that we can actually go back into a downward dog. There we go. And we're just going to rest here for a moment, inhaling and exhaling. Once again, we can go up on our tippy toes, and we can bend our knees. We can pump our heels down one after the other. This helps with our feet. And then we can bring our right leg forward into a pigeon pose. And here, you can have it's useful to have your foot flexed. That helps protect your knee. And once again, you can have your leg up here if you like, or down here is easier, whichever feels most comfortable. And we're just going to sit up or use our hands to raise our back. We don't have any pressure in the lower back. We're really trying to arch our lumbar and thoracic spine. And now we're going to just inch forward into a sphinx arms here, so that your forearms are flat on the ground, your palms are on the ground. And once again, there should be no pressure in the lower back. You should feel some stretch in your right glute, and when you're upright in the front hip flexor on the left. Now we're going to stretch out here. You can put your arms, cross your arms underneath and put your forehead on your hands, and just rest here for a moment. Let yourself settle into the posture. Let your body open up. Imagine how lovely it is to be in a green field doing this, with the grass slightly damp in the morning dew. I'm thinking spring, because spring equinox just happened, and the sun is now being propelled at a higher rate up into the sky. And now we're going to come up and go back into, we'll just stay here in tabletop for a minute. We'll do some cat and cow just to limber up a bit. Make sure our body is in good tip-tap form. There we go. We're just up into cow and extending. I guess that's cat. Down into cow and up into cat. And exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. Now I want us just to go back, just to tip back into onto our bums, and we're going to do some floor movement here. We can just start with our feet in butterfly, or I can't remember what this is. Sukhanasana. I can't remember what this is exactly, but anyway, it's sometimes called butterfly. Oh, thanks, Daddy. Okay, baby, you're going into the crate because you're just a little tedious muffin there. Okay. All right. So now we're doing butterfly here very nicely. And we're stretching our inner thighs, and we're trying to keep our back straight. So we want the chest open here. Our collarbone is looking up. We imagine that we have headlights here and they're moving up. All right, now we're going to extend our legs out. And here you can have a strap if you like, and just wrap it around one of your feet or both of your feet. You could actually have two straps and just hold yourself up, because the point of this is to maintain a straight back. So I'm just moving forward, but very tentatively, because I can't move forward very far before I start rounding. So for the moment, we're just going to keep our back straight. And then we're going to walk over to the right with our straight back. And you can hold onto your shins, you can hold onto your toe, whatever is convenient, but we're trying to keep our back straight here. And then we're going to walk over to the left, and so we're pivoting our body at the hips, and you can touch that toe. You can use this hand to give you a little bit of an anchor so that your back is straight here. And then we're going to come back. Now we're going to, once again, we're going to pivot here from our hips, and we're going to extend forward, and we're just going to round over our feet however we can and hang on to wherever we can. In here, you can have a strap and just be up like this. You can round your back and extend forward. And once again, we're going to just stay here for a few moments, allowing our body, our muscles to kind of melt into the posture. And we can have all kinds of visualizations that allow us to really feel the pleasure of the pose. Since it is spring equinox, I have spring on my mind, even though at latitude 53, that's a long time coming. And now I'm pivoting the other way. I've come up and I'm pivoting the other way. And I'm just going to fold over and round my spine. Now this side is much stiffer than the other, so I'm just going to go down as far as is comfortable with me. You want to make sure you don't overstretch your tendons at the top of your hamstrings, because that can be quite painful. So you want to make sure you don't have any pain in where the hamstring attaches to your hip. And then we're going to come up again, and we're going to bring our feet together, and we're just going to extend forward once again, just with a straight back. And this is a very nice, you can use your elbows, like I'm just grasping my shins here and using my elbows to help me extend down, but really I should be up here if I want to have a straight back. So the movement, it's not really where you get to, it's the journey there. And now I'm going to round over and just rest here for a moment. And I can feel the lovely extension in my legs, and I'm using I'm pressing out through my heels, and I'm just using my hands. I'm not actually pulling myself down so much as using my elbows to move me a little bit further down. And now we're going to come up again, and we're going to just lift our right leg up and cross it over our left leg, and we're going to put our right hand on the ground behind us, lift our left arm up, and we're going to pivot from our torso, from our stomach, like right from the base of our torso, pushing out, and then we're going to drop that hand down and feel the twist there. And we're going to come back, and we're going to just have a small twist here. And then we're going to change legs. Put this leg, the left leg, beside the outer right thigh. We can plant our left hand behind us, just behind us here, and lift our. So this is a movement up, and then we're moving up, and we're twisting at the same time, and feeling that opening in our chest. And then we can drop our hand down and use that as a lever to twist us further, but always feeling that movement upwards. And we're inhaling and exhaling, breathing in a very relaxed way. And now we're twisting back, and we're going to put our legs out. We can massage them if we like. We can massage our shoulders. We can massage our arms, our forearms. I developed a bit of, I felt like tennis elbow, but I don't play tennis, so I guess it's yoga elbow from overextending here, I think in chaturanga. So you have to be careful when you're doing this. Okay, we can lift our arms up here and just feel the energy moving out our feet and out the palms of our hands. We can really stretch. That's a lovely two-way stretch. And now we're going to go and do another twist. We're going to do the full twist. Okay, we're going to put this foot here again. And we're going to, you don't have to do this, but you can. We're going to fold this leg. And once again, our hand goes up, our arm goes up, and we plant our left hand behind us, and we turn and catch. Now you can also do this. This is actually quite a good thing to do. You can either catch your arm like this, or you can hold on to your knee and use that. And that allows you actually to pull up a little bit on your, in this case, my left leg, but the bent knee that's upright. And it allows you to extend that glute muscle quite nicely. And we're turning here, and we're inhaling and exhaling and feeling the loveliness of the twist in the morning. And then we're going to turn the other way. We'll extend both our legs out. And then we'll put our right leg over our left and bend our left knee so that our foot comes towards our buttock. And we're going to extend our left arm up. We've got our right hand pushing us up from the back. And then we're turning, and feeling once again the opening in the chest. And then we can hold on to our knee if we like, or we can use the straight arm method, and that helps us twist further. So whichever one you prefer. Once again, we're going to stay here for a few moments, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling. And then we're going to come back. Now, we can also do what's called a cow face pose. Now it's not easy, so we'll try it and see if we can do it. So you just bend one leg, say I'm bending my right leg, and then so that your right foot comes beside your left buttock. And then you bend your left leg, and so that your left foot comes near your right buttock, and you're supposed to have your knees right on top of one another. This is called cow face. I don't know why. Doesn't look like a cow to me, but a cow's face, but apparently it's a cow's face. So that your knees are right on top of one another. And then you can stretch forward here and just rest. And once again, this is just a very steady, even breath. Very steady, even breath. This is the cow face pose. And you can come up whenever you feel like it. If it's painful, do come up. Now I'm going to come up and just change my leg. So my right leg was below, and this time my left leg is below. And my right leg is on top. And it might be easier or more difficult depending on which of your legs has more stretch in it. Okay, so, and once again, I'm going to move forward, exhaling, and rest here. And inhale and come up. Okay, you can just move back and forth like this with your legs, just to give them a little bit of a relaxing movement. And we're going to try Camel now, I think. We'll just give it a go. See how it goes. We're just going to stand up on our knees, and you could have some blocks. You have blocks nearby. I'll get a couple of blocks here. There. So you can stand up on your knees. You can hold on to your blocks, and you can just bend back. Feel the chest rise, just drop back. Now, I'm not sure. You can grab onto your heels, or you can put your blocks just beside your heels and use that as an opportunity to really open the chest and let your spine extend, your opening in the front body. You can inhale deeply, and then you can exhale, and then you can come up. Okay, so, and if you are more flexible, I don't know that I am, but I'll try it. You can also just go back and catch your heels, which I don't think I can actually do very well. So I think I'm better off with blocks or just hanging here suspended. And then I'm coming up. All right. And you can go, I find I get cramps in my calves that way. So I'm just doing some little bend of the knee to relax my calves. Now, I think from here we'll go and do a bridge because we've done one back bend. We've done a whole bunch of forward bends. We'll do one more back bend here, and we'll just go into a lovely bridge, planting our feet with our knees bent, our upper torso on our back, our palms up, and we're just going to rest here for a moment, inhaling and tipping our tailbone up and raising it just an inch or two off the floor, and then rolling it back down. Tipping our tailbone up again, and then rolling it back down. And on this movement, we're going to inhale, and we're going to just we can hold on to the outer part of our mat. We're going to feel our knees moving towards the opposite wall, and we're going to feel our pelvis lifting. We can clasp our arms underneath us, roll our shoulders underneath our body a bit, and then really plant our feet and feel that lovely energy of our chest opening. The inhalation can go very deep into the bottom of our tummy almost, and then exhaling. So we're inhaling to the lower part of our breathing apparatus, and then filling out the upper chest, and then exhaling. Inhaling, and then exhaling. All the time we're planting our feet. You can lift your toes if you like. And then we're going to come down now, roll down slowly. And we can just hold on to our legs, our shins, and roll a little bit back and forth. We're going to do one more bridge with a couple of variations that you may choose to do or not. We're going to plant our feet again. We're going to place our hands on the mat, hold on to the side of the mat as we come up, or you can clasp your hands underneath. And we're going to plant our feet, inhale, raise your pelvis up, clasp your hands, feel your knees moving towards the opposite wall, your pelvis lifting, your chest lifting. And now we're going to bend our right knee and extend our right heel up into the air, all the time inhaling and exhaling, keeping that right hip lifted. And then we're going to bend the knee and put our foot back down, planting it solidly, lifting our left knee up, extending our left foot, feeling the left hip go up, and then dropping that down. There we go. And then extending down again. There we go. All right. We're just rocking back and forth here. Now you can put your foot into a thread the needle kind of pose here and pull your leg in. And we'll do the same thing with the other foot here. Thread the needle and pull our leg in. Okay. Now, we can stretch out here, and then we're going to move into a boat pose from here. We can lower our hands, we can lift our knees up and tip forward so that our feet are on the ground. So here we are in a boat, moving into a boat pose. It's a very good pose for your core. So we're going to lean back, tip back so that we're on the diagonal or upper torso, and we're going to extend our legs out. Now, you can do one leg, and then the other leg, and then the other leg, and then the other leg, or you can extend both of your legs out and trying to keep, you can lower them down. You can do whatever feels comfortable here. You want it to be challenging, but not painful, and you want to feel nothing in your lower back. So here we are, just extending beautifully, feeling our core strengthen. And then we can bend our knees, come forward and just embrace our legs. And now we're going to try that one more time. The boat pose. We can lift our arms up, parallel to the floor, tip our torso back, upper torso back, and then extend our legs out, pointing your toes. And you can lower down. You want to make sure that your lower back isn't being affected. And then we're going to bend our knees again and bring them in and embrace. Embrace our knees here in a lovely forward. Lovely, lovely extension of our spine here. And now, all right. So I think we're going to do some standing poses now, because they are lots of, or maybe we'll do, I think we will do some, we'll do this one plank, which is a good one. Well, now, since we're sitting still. So we'll just extend our legs out. We'll put our hands back behind our buttocks here, underneath our shoulders. And then we're going to, this is kind of a reverse plank. Now, if your shoulders are sore, don't do this, because it might hurt your shoulders if you have sore shoulders. Otherwise, it's a lovely stretch. So we're just going to tip our pelvis up and put our feet down on the ground and feel our body stretching and extending. Make sure you're not tipping your head into an awkward position. And then when you get tired, you can just come down. And maybe we'll do that one more time too. So you can wiggle your toes. If you have old feet like mine, they cramp. So you have all these little intermediate toe wiggling sessions in a yoga class. Okay, and then once again, we're going to we're going to open our chest. We're going to feel our shoulder blades move towards each other. And we're going to tip up again. And make sure that your head is in line with your body and your feet. And then we're going to come down again. Okay, well, that was very good. And we're going to just find our way to the front of the mat and stand at the front of our mat here. We'll do a few standing postures, which I always like. All right, so we're standing in Tadasana at the front of our mat, and we're going to bring our left foot back, and it's on the diagonal. Now, everyone's body is different, so I won't tell you what degree it should be. It's whatever makes you feel good. And we have our hips turned towards the front here. And we're just going to bend over our front leg from the hip. We can just keep our hands on the hips. That helps locate you. Then we're going to drop our in this case, I've got my right leg in front. My left hand is going down, and I'm just turning here, and I'm raising my right arm up above me in a nice twist, standing twist. Then we're going to windmill our hands around, and turn towards the other side. And once again, we're just going to bend at the hips here and over our front leg. Our back leg is on the diagonal, and we're going to drop our hand down. Now you can, if you like, use a block here, depending on how far you want to go. This leg is stiffer for me, so I'm on quite a low level, but it's quite helpful. And then I can extend my arm up without too much worry. So we're here in this pose, we're moving our shoulder, our torso towards the back wall. And we're planting our feet. We're feeling the weight distributed over the balls and heels of your feet. And you can even lift up the toes to make sure you're not putting too much pressure on your toes. And then we're going to windmill back and come up in a lovely open position here. All right. And we can just, once again, we can extend forward with our legs open and keep our back straight. We can hold on to our shins or our ankles. We can drop our hands between our legs and just rest here for a moment. Feeling once again, you can bend one leg and straighten it. You can bend the other leg and straighten it. Bend one leg and then the other leg. And this provides a little bit of extra stretch for the hamstrings. And we can extend our arms out. And then so that our arms are beside our ears. And then we can just come up with our arms up, stretching up, feeling a beautiful stretch. So the energy is moving down our legs into our feet. We feel that, and we feel the energy moving out the tips of our fingers at the same time. And then we're going to drop our arms. Now, at whatever the width that feels comfortable for your warrior two, we're going to move our front foot, our right foot in this case, in my case, towards the front of the mat and bending the knee and opening the hands out and just resting here. You can raise your arms up if your shoulders can stand. If not, you can just keep your hands on your hip. You can just let them fall to your side, or you can raise them up. And now we're going to extend over the right bent knee. We're going to open our arms up, extend at the hip, feel the hip crease, extend over your hand, and then drop your hand down behind your foot. And you may have to adjust your back foot. And then you can extend your upper arm over your ear and feel that beautiful stretch. You should be opening your torso towards the ceiling, which is really difficult for me, but I'm working on it. Okay. And you're just resting here, feeling the fabulous intensity of your feet being planted on the ground and the energy moving out the tip top of your finger from the back heel. Your arches are lifted up. And now we're going to just somehow, miraculously, stand up. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Into warrior two again. We're going to turn our feet and do the same thing on the other side. All right.
There's some banging here because they're actually taking down the house across the street. It's no longer there. It's been there for about 100 years. Okay, we're bending into the front knee, and once again, feeling the opening in your inner thighs. They're moving out. Your thighs are moving out, both the back and the front. And your knee is over top of your foot. Your knee is always moving in the same direction as your toes, so you don't get problems with your knees. And arms up. And we're going to, you can put one hand in your hip crease and feel yourself move over that and drop your hand down. Now I'm going to get a block here behind my foot. So I'm dropping my hand down and then raising this arm up. Once again, breathing, feeling, and you can move your hand over to your ear, feeling that beautiful diagonal of from the tip of your finger to the back arch of your foot. And your feet are planted. You feel the opening energy. You're inhaling and you're exhaling. And once again, we're going to push up into warrior two. And we're going to squiggle our feet back into a standing pose. All right. Now we can do this lovely pose, which I cannot do except by a wall. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go into basically warrior two by the wall. And then I've got my block in my hand, and I'm going to bend my knee into warrior two. And then I'm going to lean forward, plant my block here, and then open up into this beautiful half moon pose, which is a very strong and lovely pose, lovely opening pose. And you can use your block as high as you need it, or not at all. And once again, we're just going to rest here if we can balance, or if we have a comfortable spot. Then we bend that leg again and we shift back into warrior three again, and we'll move towards the other side. Once again, we'll take a warrior three position, and we'll put the block in the other hand and bend the knee. Bend the knee. Then just put the weight in the front foot and extend your back leg up. Open your shoulder, your arm is reaching up, your legs are straight, your chest is opening, and you can find the right place for your hand on a block or on the floor. And once again, we're going to rest here for a moment. And we're going to bend our leg again and shift back into warrior three. And then we can straighten that leg and wiggle our feet in, stand into Dandasana, and shake ourselves out a bit. All right. Now we're going to do a little tree pose. Just to, now that we're standing and we have a sense of the uprightness of our body, we're going to find a focal point, or a drishti, which is the Sanskrit name for drishti, and it's intended to be a spot you focus on that helps you with your balance. And if you want, you can hold on to something I have very bad balance, even though I'm working on it. Someone told me that they got better balance by doing the dishes in the trees pose on one foot. So that's something to work on. So here we go. I lift mine up. Now you can just move your foot into wherever it's comfortable. Upper leg, lower leg. I use a little bit of assist here, which you're not necessarily supposed to do, but it's what I do. And then I'm just going to find a drishti, a focal point, put my hands in prayer position, and hope for the best. Now, this is a process. Falling out is good. There are 1,000 ways to fail at yoga, just as in life. So just keep the pressure on the inner and the foot and the thigh. They're moving towards each other. And you are maintaining your balance and feeling a lovely sense of accomplishment. And then you come down when you're ready. Now you can, of course, extend your legs, your arms up. So here I go standing on the right foot. You can also do some preparation that sometimes helps just by swinging your left leg forward, opening it to the side, to the back, to the front, to the side, to the back, to the front, and then moving that left foot into position on its own or with a little assist. And here we're finding another drishti and really feeling the movement of your thigh into your foot and your foot into your thigh. Oops. And then come down, lower your leg, and just feel that lovely newfound sense of balance in the world. That's the best we can hope for, I think, in a difficult world, is finding some balance. And we're just going to move our arms over our head. Once again, stretching our side body. And we can swirl our arms around our body this way. So we're twisting and standing, getting a little bit of movement. The last part of our yoga class is going to be on the ground, but you can sit wherever you like. In this latter part, you can sit on your, we have some floor postures to do. We'll repeat a few and do a few new ones. Here we are on our back. So we're just going to keep our legs bent and roll down onto our back. And we're going to take Happy Baby for a moment, which you can take. You can move, put your hands between your knees, hold on to the outer part of your foot, and then raise your feet up. And you can stretch one leg out if you like, and then stretch the other leg out, or do whatever you like. Or you can just do a Happy Baby, just shake your feet and feel the pleasure of that opening of your body. There you go. But I'm just really relaxed now. My body feels quite open and really ready for the day. Anyway, I find when I do yoga in the morning, I feel about 10 years younger by the time I finish the class. If someone said, how do you feel 1 to 10 at the beginning of the class, I would say 4, 3.5. By the end of the class, I'm like 9.5. I'm feeling really wonderful. Okay, so let's bring your legs together, put your feet down, lift your hips up,
And you can land on the right side of your hip and drop your knees to the right and just rest here and opening your arms out on both sides. Now, if your shoulders are sore, don't worry about doing this. You can just put your hand on your thigh, and just rest there. If your shoulders are all right, you can move it down like a clock. Move your arms around like a clock. Now you might find a sticky spot, and in that space, you can just lift your arm up over top if you don't want it to be too painful at all, and then move it to meet the other arm, and then around again and back. Here we go. And around again and back. And we're going to roll over onto our back again. And once again, we're going to lift our hips up and move towards the left. Move your hip, go down on the side of your hip on the left side. Drop your knees to the left and open your arms up. And you look towards the right. And here you can, once again, make your arm go around like a clock, like the arms of a clock. And wherever you feel a sticky spot, you can hold it there, or if it's painful, you can lift your arm up so you don't overstrain it, and then come down. And once again, we're going around again, and then back. And you can do this, we'll do this one more time on the other side with a little bit of a variation. You don't have to do this, but you can. Once again, lift your hip up over on the side, and you can lift your upper, so in this case, my left leg, I'm lifting up, bending it, and then folding it over my right bent knee. So that provides a little bit of extra twist here, which you may or may not want, depending on your body. I quite like a little bit of extra twist. And I even put my hand very gently just above my knee, and it provides a tiny bit of weight, but not too much. I don't want to overstretch. But this really does do wonderful things to your glute muscle, which is, I think it's the largest muscle in the body. It requires a lot of stretching. And then once again, we've got our head facing the opposite direction. And we're going to just scoot back to the center, plant both our feet bent, lift our right leg up, cross it over our left, scoot our hips. So we're on the left side of our body, our hip, left hip, and then drop your knees down. And you can, once again, if you want, gently put your hand on your thigh and look over towards your opposite arm. So all the time we're doing this, I've been thinking about compassion and the importance of self-care and caring for others. And as women, we tend to do a lot of caregiving, officially and unofficially. So turning that care towards yourself is really important. And we're going to move our legs back into bent position. We can lift our hips up into a very small bridge, feel the nice pelvic tilt, roll down again. And here we can just drop our legs one side and another. We can embrace ourselves here and feel the warmth of our own arms on our shoulders, on our chest. And now we're just going to stretch out and have one last lovely stretch. Arms up, feet down. You can point your toes if you like. And then we can extend our arms down. Now, if you want, I have a bolster
you can put a bolster underneath your legs if you like when you're doing your relaxation. This sometimes helps your quite a bit. So I'm just putting it underneath my legs here, and I feel this, my sacrum flat on the ground, my hips are open, my knees are slightly bent, my feet are relaxed, and I'm just going to extend my arms out here. Now, you may not feel comfortable in this, in which case you can lay in a fetal position. You can sit up if you like. You can stand up if you like. You can put your legs up the wall if that makes you feel good. Here I'm just resting. And I'm just feeling a very deep relaxation come over me. And I'm imagining, once again, a spring day. You can really feel you can take your glasses off if you have glasses, and you can scrunch up your face a little bit and then let it relax. You can turn your head from side to side, and then you can place it gently on the ground. You can drop your chin slightly. You can tense your toes if you like. You can stretch them out, stretch out the balls of your feet, point them, and then drop your legs. You can make your hands into a fist, stretch your arms out, wiggle them, keep them stretched out, wiggling. Make a ball with your fists, stretch them out again, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then you're going to drop your hands to the ground. You can lift your shoulders up and then drop them down. And you can turn your head gently from side to side. You can just relax into the floor, into your mat, into the bed of green spring grass in the meadow, a coyote poking its head out, looking very benignly at you. And you're inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. And I'm just going to leave you in silence for a few moments to relax on your own. And then I'll call you back at the end of the class. And now you can feel the tingle in your toes, and the tips of your fingers. You can move your ankles around. You can move your fingers and your wrists. And you can slowly move other parts of your body, shifting yourself towards your side. And in your own time, shifting up to a seated position, if you like, or you can just stay where you are. And at the end of this class, I'm just going to remind us that we are perfect in and of ourselves, that we are worthy, and we are as perfect as we can be under the circumstances, which is perfectly good enough. So I'll read this lovely quotation by Buddha again, just to get us on our way. You can search throughout the entire universe for someone who is more deserving of your love and affection than you are yourself, and that person is not to be found anywhere. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. So with that, I'll say namaste. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Thank you for being beautiful teachers.